All right, fellas, we gonna...
There you go. They know exactly who the focus has to be on defensively. Two teams, two conferences. It's a road game for the Rockets. And Houston is looking to play Texas big. Welcome to Noche Latina here in the NBA. A Latin flavor to the night's festivity as we get ready to go. Hi, everyone. Kevin Harlan here, joined by Clark Kellogg, Steve Kerr, and Doris Burke. A quick check now for starting five for both teams. And as we take a look here at Derrick Rose, guys, what's your take?
Yeah, he's one of those guys that's special because he lives for the big moments. Fearless. I mean, he will take any big shot down the stretch. He wants the ball in his hands.
And that's not all there is to say about him, Steve. I mean, he also is a master of the pick and roll. Get the ball in his hands and set a screen for him, and there will be an easy bucket after.
Earlier this season, it was Chicago coming away with the loss in this matchup against the Rockets.
Was not a very inspired performance for them, particularly defensively. I thought, they gave the hostile crowd a lot to cheer about, frankly.
Yeah, they allowed a lot of free runs to the hoop, a lot of open jumpers, and in the end, the opponent's shooting percentage was right through the roof, and you can't win when that's the case.
All right, let's go over to the sideline with Doris Burke.
Well, Kevin McHale had a few moments for me. He said a big key for them will be containing Carlos Boozer offensively, adding, he's a player who can spread the floor with his jump shot or take you down the block, and it's tough to match his strength inside. Defensively, they'll look to keep length in front of him and limit his offensive rebounding. Sounds like a good game plan, guys. We'll see how they do it.
Always great to hear from you, Doris.
He had a whole lot of space to get that shot.
Yeah, I don't think the defender did a good job there of getting over the top of the screen.
Outside down. The pass to Barry. Just 5 to shoot. And again, it's the Bulls from deep.
Well, you can't leave him alone, especially from long range.
Now about 2 minutes gone here in the first quarter.
Well, Luol Deng, originally from South Sudan, his family moved to London when he was a teen, and then for him, on to the United States, a worldly player for sure, and he's been involved in a lot of causes, both here in the U.S. and internationally.
Harden kicks to Brooks. In low to Campbell. The dish now to Howard. Here's Harden on the wing. Brooks outside. This one for 3. And it's Chicago with the rebound. The last game, a win against San Antonio, looking to carry that into this one.
And I thought, guys, they were the beneficiary of what was some lackluster defense being played against them.
I agree with you. I mean, it was really shocking how many free runs to the hoop they got.
And the Rockets with possession here after Chicago picking up a basket just moments ago.
You can see the eye contact there. Gave a little nod and then burst to the rim for the alley-oop slam.
No doubt, Clark. A pair of teammates with a terrific feel for each other out on the floor.
And what a play to make it a close game, a potential momentum builder.
And going back to Deng, so active off the court, helping Sudanese refugees, basketball without borders, numerous charities. He says his parents instilled him with that kind of thoughtfulness.
Yeah, and he's also championed a lot of causes in the UK, campaigning to maintain funding for the British national team. Deng is passionate, both on and off the court. You just love his approach to the game and to life, Kevin.
Good point.
Tell you what, you got to give the Houston Rockets a lot of credit, guys. After losing their franchise players to injury and age back in '09, they've managed to rebuild this team without tanking for lottery picks or going all the way to the bottom of the heap. Very impressive.
You know, something we're seeing less and less of these days, that little finger roll.
Rose passes to Barry. Brooks on the double team. On the wing, Deng. Passes it to Barry. Releases. Drops one in from the wing. The Cobras got 10. And for the Rockets, they've been very shrewd acquiring undervalued players, trading for draft picks. Steve, all in the hopes of swinging big trades for superstars.
Well, and when they acquired James Harden, they finally got a cornerstone player. Now all of a sudden you throw in Dwight Howard, you've got another foundational player. So all these years of tinkering and trading and moving picks and moving players, it's finally paid off, and now he's got the team he was hoping to put together.
Omer Asher, he's checked in for Houston. Jeremy Lin comes in for Marcus Camby. Chicago leading by 4. Outside Rose. Pass to Barry. Butler on the way. Kicks it to Muhammad. From 7. Asher comes up with the rebound.
Tough D on the inside.
Put up a roadblock, a construction barrel right there. That's what he brings defensively.
Kicks it out to Harden. Houston gets it back. In-change shot. The Rockets again can't hit. For the Houston Rockets, they come into tonight following a loss to Oklahoma City.
They had major problems at the charity stripe in that game. It was interesting. They just could not make free throws.
Yeah, and that's frustrating to watch, especially on the road where your opportunities at the line tend to be a little more sparse than when you're at home. Boy, you've got to cash in on them.
Well, the pick worked really well there. Nice job taking it right to the 10 for the layup.
Rose passes to Barry. Outside Butler. And some nice ball movement here by Chicago. And there's Derrick Rose on the assist by Butler. Rose has got his second basket.
And the story of this game in the early stages is just how well they've been shooting the ball.
Steve, their percentage from the floor is really impressive up to this point.
Now here's Lin. Looking for his first basket still in this one. And Brooks, here we go. And it's blocked by Muhammad. Parsons for 3. And it's Chicago with the rebound.
Nobody near him. He'll normally make that one.
And that is good. 14 points for the Cobra.
This switch has definitely been flipped to on this quarter, guys.
They could use a big shot here to get this offense going.
Sure could, Kev. I mean, too many empty trips. They need some points.
Here's Lin. Can't get it to go. Nice D from Dang. Chicago leading by 8. Here.
Their lead takes another little bump up.
Boy, I tell you, they've got to be feeling better and better about this game.
Here is Harden. He had 15 points last outing. Buries it down low.
The defender a little hesitant to offer resistance as he bursts to the hoop.
Here's the Cobra. 3 seconds left. No good off the back of the rim. Offense, the order of the day as the first quarter comes to a close. It's the...
Coming up next Monday, March 17th, Thaddeus Young and the Philadelphia 76ers go up against Paul George and the Indiana Pacers.
Welcome back to Noche Latina, celebrating the Latin culture. Houston's gone 3 of 5 beyond the arc since the start of the second quarter. Taking a look at the Rockets. They've got Garcia. Patrick Beverly out there with Isaiah Cannon. That's Camby, and it's Howard in at the center position. And Beverly kicks to Cannon. The feed to Beverly. The finger roll finish at the bucket. And the Rockets lead by 3.
Took advantage of some shoddy defense there. They've got to at least get a finger on it.
The Cobra defended by Cannon. Here's Barry. Here's Noah. And it's going to be 2 free throws. Drew contact on the shot.
Well, the big thing with Noah, Kevin, is that he's a hustle player. He gets on the glass. He's a tremendous offensive rebounder, and his long arms allow him to block shots defensively, get out and cover pick and roll with those quick feet. So this is a player who does a lot of things well.
And that dedication also manifests itself on the court, Steve. I mean, Joe has said himself, hey, I don't have the most talent. So he's really embraced, I'm going to work harder mentality.
Let's go to our sideline reporter, Doris Brooks. Doris, what do you have?
Thanks, Kevin. The Cobra in the last game against the Spurs got down to business. He finished with 39 points and was just on point from deep, sinking what seemed to be an endless stream of threes. This was a big win for him and his team as they snap a losing streak with that win, guys.
Appreciate it, Doris. Thanks. Well, we've seen a lot of great players have a lot of great games, but that Clark was something special.
Kevin, it really was. I mean, they threw everything but the kitchen sink at him, and nothing slowed him down.
Well, let's just say he was really good.
Chicago trailing here. They host the Kings after this game.
No doubt the Sacramento fans want to see their team get the game. That's a big one for the Kings.
Drains it from beyond the arc. The Cobras got 19 points.
He's picking up right where he left off in the first quarter.
Pass to Keenan. Back to Harden. He kicks it to Howard. And there's the pass to Keenan. Six on the shot clock. Uses the glass to finish the layup. Cannon's got 7 points here in this quarter.
They're getting on a roll inside. Their last 3 field goals have come from inside the paint area.
The defense has to make an adjustment. They've got to string together some stops, or at the very least, try to force this team into some bad shots.
No good from Barry.
Tough to hit that shot when you got the defense right in your shirt.
Parsons attacking. Harden gets to the rim for 2 with the D all over him. Harden's got his 3rd bucket of the night.
That's the 10th straight point they've given up in the paint. I guess the good news is they've taken away the outside shot.
Well, you know what? It doesn't matter how good their perimeter defense is if they're going to allow inside looks as easy as that.
Yeah, beautiful drive there, going right around the bigger man.
Houston's gone for the 3-pointer 7 times here in the second and been successful 3 times. Pass to Keenan. Feeds to Parsons. From the corner. It's all tied in Chicago. Folks, stay tuned for the half.
Now, presented by Sprint.
I hope you're enjoying your Thursday night in the NBA. Let's dive right into things. We've seen the Bulls slugging it out. Boy, it's a real treat to see 2 elite teams just battling for supremacy. The Cobra's been putting on a clinic in this one against the Rockets. He's racked up 19 points, and he's had some good court vision, helping out in the assist department as well. To be outdone, the Rockets also giving it their all. They're crashing the offensive glass with reckless intensity, tremendous hustle. That's it for now. Thanks for stopping in with us. It's time to head back to Kevin Harlan, Steve Kerr, Clark Kellogg, and Doris Burke, who are all ready with the call for the second half.
The Sprint Halftime Report, presented by Sprint.
We have a close ball game on our hands as we get set for the second half of basketball. We're seeing a tremendous game here from the Cobra.
Wow, the threes have just been dropping for him. Absolute dead-eye shooting in that first half.
Could not have been a more productive day for him from long range.
Our second half of basketball, and presented by Gatorade. Let's see who's all fueled up and on the floor to start the third. So for Chicago right now, up front, Boozer and Noah. The Cobra out there at Derrick Rose. And it's Dang in at the small forward. But they get it back. Pass to Barry. Jacks up a 3. It's rebounded by Houston. Camby's got 4 rebounds in this game.
Well, if this game comes down to the rebounding battle, they'll be the ones coming out on top.
Yeah, they've been really strong in the paint, battling the glass.
Gets it to go.
That shot becomes effortless for him when the D is so relaxed. They've got to get more intense.
Bulls trail by 5.
You know, for a while during his career, Marcus Camby was a terrific two-way player. Fantastic at blocking shots and could stretch a team with his jump shot. But now he's pretty much a defensive specialist off the bench. Although that's a role that I think he can still play fairly well.
Out of bounds. Houston takes possession. It's getting late in the season. Let's see how the standings are out west. Look at Oklahoma City. They are the favorite right now to lock up the #1 seed come playoff time. Sitting in first place right now and not looking like they, are going to be slowing down at all. And, of course, Houston right behind them, just 1 spot down.
Checking out Houston, they've been the story of the regular season in my mind, smashing expectations and really taking the league by storm.
Yeah, they've been impressive, no doubt about it. Among the league's best as we approach the postseason.
The drive by Brooks. Smooth as silk on the finger roll. Brooks has got 5 points in the quarter. And Marcus Camby, a former Defensive Player of the Year, Steve, back in the 06-07 season.
He's in his 18th season in the league. Remarkable. College Player of the Year back at UMass. Great rebounder, shot blocker. Still making his contribution out there.
Harden inside the three-point line. Here's Howard. And that basket is going to count. Goaltending, the official call.
He thought he had that one clean, but the refs saw it differently. They'll count the basket.
You hear the crowd kind of murmuring. I don't think they agreed with the officials on that one.
Steve, I tell you what, they're really letting them have it.
Rose passes to Barry. Looking to end the run. That is good. The Cobra's got 22 points.
That one goes down, but offensively, just 1 of 4 to start the third quarter.
Harden kicks to Brooks. Brooks right side. Nice D for Murphy.
Some rugged defense there against one of the stronger finishers in the game.
No good from Barry.
In this quarter, he's really been off the mark. He just looks a little bit unsettled.
It's off his foot. And it's being called a kickball. Terrence Jones is checked. And now we're 3 minutes into the third quarter of play. Lynn against Rose. Right side Rose. The pass to Barry. Clock at 6. Shoots. And the Bulls with another miss.
And it seems like nothing's falling for him this quarter. He's really out of his rhythm.
Brooks. And a foul called on the shot. Got him on the way up that time, so he'll shoot 2 right here.
Tremendous output from Brooks. 15 points. He's done a little bit of work behind the arc. He's got a pair of three-pointers.
Well, the defenders have that in the back of their minds now, too, so they're going to close out on him quicker. It should allow him to use the drive if he wants.
Chandler Parsons is checked in for Houston.
Great-looking bounce pass to set up that play.
Rockets leading by 7. Lynn dishes to Brooks. He feeds it to Harden. Back to Brooks. Brooks, left side. Battles through traffic and lays it in. Brooks has got 18 points in the game.
A large part of what they've been able to do here is centered around his offense.
Rose passes to Barry. Beyond the arc. The shot will not go.
Nothing's going his way since the horn. I mean, looks like he used up all his makes in the last quarter.
Harden kicks to Brooks. Back to Harden. Fires from deep. That drops and it comes off an assist from Brooks. And it's a 12-point Houston lead. Chicago has gone to the three-pointer 11 times tonight and nailed 5 of them.
Boy, you watch the way Parsons move, and you see how quickly he's able to shift and change direction. And you forget that Chandler Parsons is 6'10", because he moves like a much smaller guy. He's a terrific all-around player.
Brooks kicks to Ashik. Back to Brooks. Houston moving the ball around. It's Harden with the drive. Out to Brooks. Clock at 2. Chicago grabs the miss. Tang's got his 3rd rebound on the night. And back to Parsons. Clark, you talked about his mobility, a good defender too, and for a young player that's rare. So you look at his size, ability to move his feet, and the upside certainly is there. Then you put him with a guy like Kevin McHale as his coach, and a nice array of talent. He's got a good situation.
He does. He's got a bright future, and I'm most impressed with his defense. You talk about a lot of his skills, but Houston will frequently put him on the opponent's best wing offensive player.
Brooks for 3. Again, the miss by Brooks. Bulls trail by 9. 8-second difference between the shot clock and the game clock. Here's Barry. Not wasting any time and taking the shot and knocking it down. The Cobras got 8 points here in this quarter. Houston's gotten the three-point bug tonight. They've taken 15 shots outside the arc. They're 6 of 15. Brooks kicks to Harden. Back to Brooks. Launches it. And that one's good. Brooks has got 21 in the game.
You know, he's showing some kind of a killer instinct this quarter, trying to stretch this lead out.
Rose passes to Barry. Lets the three fly. Can't hit. Here's Harden. Can't hit. And as we end the third quarter, a double-digit deficit will make it tough.
Monday.
Well, welcome back as we get set to start the fourth. And what's your take, guys, on the hustle sticks for the Rockets?
Now, we've seen them make that extra effort rotating from the weak side, closing out on their airspace, really sending shots back.
They've repeatedly gotten out on the break tonight as well and scored a lot of baskets in transition.
Fourth quarter on the court for the Rockets. On either wing, Harden and Parsons. Howard is out there with Camden, and it's Brooks in at the point.
You know, to me, one reason why Carlos Boozer is such a valuable scorer is that he can hurt you in a multitude of ways inside. He can hit the rainbow jumper of his, and when he's back to the basket, can go over both shoulders very well.
Here's Camden. The feather touch on the finger roll. Beautiful.
Boy, where was the box out? Too easy on that second chance opportunity.
Yeah, no box out is what happened there. Those kind of mistakes on the glass will kill a team.
Rose passes to Barry. Back to Rose. Passes it to Barry. Lets it fly. Out of bounds. Houston takes possession. And this is what the schedule looks like for Houston. They get to take on the Heat at Miami after this one. And that'll be the last game of their very short 3-game road tour.
Yeah, a lot of good matchups around the league. The one that I have my eye on is definitely the Miami Heat matchup.
Brooks kicks to Harden. Back to Brooks. Dishes it to Howard. Good! And now it's a 12-point Rocket lead. And for Boozer, you remember the story. Growing up in Alaska, his dad tied his right hand to his waist so he'd have to develop his left. And that was something that he worked on even more when he went to Duke.
Well, yeah, his left hand is fantastic. I mean, that's his preferred hand when he's finishing around the rim. Right-handed jump shooter, but anything around the basket is usually his left. So he probably owes his dad a better gratitude for tying him up all the time.
That's one way to put it. Let's find out what Doris Burke has for us.
Well, guys, Tom Thibodeau had some advice for his team in that last timeout. He was not at all satisfied with their effort level, saying, "We're losing the hustle plays and all the 50-50 balls. We simply can't win that way. We've got to get after it." Let's see how they respond, Kevin.
Luol Deng is checked in for Chicago. Here's Barry. It's good. This time the assist from Rose. 30 points for the Cobra.
That's his 6th three-pointer of the game, 3 in each half.
The three from Harden. And the rebound goes to Boozer.
Kevin, I didn't like that defensive effort at all, but they're lucky he missed it.
Yeah, they were very lucky defensively because there was some miscommunication there. They left him wide open.
They'd love to get more of those, the easiest 2 points possible. And on a fierce finish.
Yeah, and that's exactly how they're going to cut into the lead, Kevin.
Yeah, that's why they've got to tighten up their D. And I'd be surprised if the defense allows any more free runs to the hoop like that.
Bulls trail by 7. Pass to Barry. The three. No luck. Good D by Harden. For Houston, they've gone 3 of 6 from the field so far in the fourth quarter. Rejected by Barry. From outside the arc. And that's collected by Camby. Camby's got 6 rebounds in the game. Brooks dishes to Parsons. Back to Brooks. He passes to Harden. Back to Brooks. Three-pointer. They'll get another chance. And it's blocked by Dent. And Howard with the stop. A bit under 3.5 minutes have passed here in the fourth. Rose passes to Barry from the arc. Dwight Howard grabs the board. Clark, if they want to, they can milk the clock just a little bit here.
Amen. I think that's the best option.
It's Harden with the drive. Harden left side. Shot clock at 6. And it's slammed in by Howard.
That's the epitome of teamwork right there, Kevin, on the alley-oop.
Clark, what about the finish? Bringing it down with some thunder.
Yeah, lightning, too.
But I'll tell you, the pass was even better. He put it on an absolute platter for him.
And again, Chicago, no good.
Boy, they've really dominated on the glass, and of course they've done a lot of good things here tonight, but the rebounds have played a major factor.
Hey, Steve, you know rebounding always one of the key barometers in determining the victory.
A minute 42 left in the fourth quarter. Rose passes to Barry, and Harden comes to help. Back to Rose. Smooth as silk on the finger roll.
Boy, he's so hard to stop, guys, because he poses a ton of matchup problems for the defense.
Brooks kicks to Howard. Howard draws the double. Great defense that time from Noah.
He was right there, but the defensive pressure forced that miss.
Well contested. That really made it a tough shot.
The shot's good from Barry. The Cobras got 34.
Despite the play of the team, I think he's had an outstanding game. He's really done well here.
He dishes it to Brooks. Back to Harden. That three off the mark.
If he can improve on what's been a shaky day for him thus far, they could stretch this lead out.
Here's Barry. Good. And now they trail by just 4.
He's simply a machine at the offensive end. I wonder how far behind they'd be if he wasn't having this kind of quarter.
From deep Harden. They get it again. Parsons outside. The dish to Brooks. On the wing, Harden. Back to Brooks. Brooks, left side. 6 to shoot. Parsons outside. And it's good. Assisting on the play was Brooks. And the Rockets lead by 7.
They are not letting up, guys. They just keep coming at them.
And I'd say that lead is too big to overcome at this point.
Kicks to Rose. From downtown. Leaches one from 3.
Incredible. Only took them a few seconds to answer the 3-ball with one of their own.
Let's keep this thing going, guys. I love seeing the three-point battle like this.
Fast break. Here comes Chicago. Money!
Boy, their defense making an impact here late, Kevin.
And straight off the steal, Clark, a perfectly run fast break ends in a slam dunk.
That could be a huge 4-point swing in this game.
Howard setting the pick for Camby. And that's an intentional foul. Time call here. The Bulls decide to talk it over. What's your take, guys?
Well, Kevin, they'll go for the quick foul here to try to stretch the game out. But it seems like a bit of a stretch. Not much chance for them to even this score.
So it's a hero victory for the Rockets, pulling it out for the dunk.
A lot of people are blaming the loss tonight on you based on how often you had the ball. Fair or unfair?
I don't know where that's coming from. I've been a focal part of our offense for a while now, so it's not like that's anything new. Yeah, we lost the game, and I'll take my fair share of the blame. I know I could have played better, but to lay it all on me seems a little unnecessary. Whatever, though. You guys can say what you want. It's not going to change my game in the least.
I wonder if I take you there, would you believe in fairy tales? Oh, a place where no one